Assalamu alaikum. Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Mr. MK. Today I would like to take you through Form 3 Mathematics. Our topic for today is matrix. How to find the inverse of the matrix. How to find the inverse of matrix. Now let's do these questions together. The inverse, how do you find the inverse of matrix? Remember, we have said that inverse, it is just like a reciprocal. Now the inverse of 4 is just the same as 1 over 4. The inverse of 2 is just the same as 1 over 2. Inverse, it is just like a reciprocal. And we have said that anything multiplied by its inverse is always give you 1. Anything multiplied by its inverse, it is always give you 1. 4 multiplied by a quarter by 4, 1 by 4, 1. 1 times 1, which is the same as 1. 2 times a half by 2, 1 by 2, 1. 1 times 1 is just the same as 1. And one thing you need to know is that anything multiplied by its inverse is always give you 1. Now let's do this question together. Find the inverse of A. We have 4, 1, 3, 2. Now first, for you to find the inverse of this matrix, for you to get the inverse of matrix, any matrix, just know is this one is 2 by 2 matrix or 3 by 3 matrix or 2 by 2. How do you know? By just looking row multiplied by column. Row times column. Row times column. Now we have said this one is 2 by 2 matrix. Why? Let's count the row. We have 1, row 1. We have 2. We have 2 row columns, 1, 2. Meaning that it is 2 by 2 matrix. 2 by 2 matrix. Just you have to state that first. Let's know, is it 2 by 2 matrix, 1 by 2 matrix, or 3 by 1 matrix? How do you know? By just counting the row. Row that we have said, we have row 1, row 2, column 1, column 2. That is, we have 2 by 2 matrix first. Now, how do you get the inverse of matrix? Now, remember, this one is the formula for getting inverse of matrix. Inverse of a matrix is equals to 1 over determinant. 1 over determinant, close the bracket, times the adjoint. That is how do you get the inverse of a matrix. The inverse is 1 over determinant times the adjoint. Determinant is just like when you have to multiply the leading diagonal minus trailing diagonal. Leading diagonal, for this case, this one is the leading diagonals. You take away trial diagonals. Now the leading diagonals, we have 4 times 2. Let's get the determinant. Determinant is leading diagonal, which is 4 times 2 minus trailing diagonal, which is 3 times 1. 3 times 1. 4 times 2 is 8. Minus 3 times 1 is 3. 8 minus 3, which is 5. Now your determinant will be 1 over 5. Just write it in form of inverse. 1 over 5, which is the same as 1 over 5. For that case, you have find the determinant. Now, let me understand you. What do you mean by adjoint? Now, for example, you want to get the inverse of this matrix. Now, the adjoint is whereby you switch off the digit in the leading diagonal. Just how do you switch it? But let me understand you one thing here. For the adjoint is whereby you switch off the leading diagonal, but in the trailing diagonals it just remain like this. But in case if it is a positive, you change to a negative, but if it is negative, you change to a positive. Now, how do you switch the leading diagonal? Now, for example, here we have 4, 2. Just write 2 and 4 here. By doing that, you have find the inverse of that matrix, 2 and 4. But the leading trailing diagonals, just change the sign. If it is positive, change to a negative. For this case, we have positive. Just say it remain like this, but change the sign. -1. This one is also -3. That is the adjoints. Now, by doing this, you have get the inverse of that matrix. The inverse of that matrix. By that is our final answer. And make sure you go and do more questions on inverse of matrix, how to find the inverse of matrix. Otherwise, I wish you all the best. Thank you.